All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back with another podcast, and we got someone that has been in the works for a little bit, but he is a busy man. He is in high demand, just vacationing and closing tons of deals while he's at it. So we're welcoming him, Mr. Jack Pastrana, to the show today. Thanks for coming on, Jack.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
right. We've been trying to line this up, but now I'm excited to be on here. Been listening to the podcast for forever.
Thank you.
So
it's an honor.
I'm here. It's an honor.
Yeah,
I'm here.
You've made it. That's
Yeah, right.
You made it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's funny because we've been working together I think 6 months is about how long I've been over here at Legacy now.
Yeah.
And yes, we've always talked about it, but just never locked down a date and time. So glad to finally make it happen.
Yes, sir.
But Jack, he's been the number one installer at Legacy for how many years now?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. And you've been in solar, 3 years?
It'll be 3 years in February.
3 years. Okay. So basically, since you started, been top dog and the number one installer at Legacy, and definitely one of the top in the industry for sure. I can say that because I've had a lot of the top guys on the podcast.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is Jack and I were just talking before, and most of the deals he does are self-generated. And I think that's unique because almost everyone I bring on the podcast, I was telling you, the guys that are doing volume, it's awesome. But a lot of these guys do have big teams of setters.
Yeah.
They're not really even knocking anymore. So I'm super excited because today we're going to talk about what it takes to be just not only a top closer, but also a top setter too.
Yeah, exactly.
Both, so
yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna jam on a lot of awesome things here. But you want to give us your backstory, Jack? How you got into solar, and I know you got kind of a cool backstory.
Yeah. It's kind of funny actually. So like I did network marketing actually for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. So MLM, I was about that life. A lot of personal development, a lot of that. We were going in people's houses, presentations, getting them to actually buy things. Yeah. And then, anyone that's done network marketing for a while, you don't really make any money, but we just have the dream, right? Like, I'm going to make it. Yeah. So I was also a barber, and there's a dude that named Carlos Morales. Shout out Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos. Yeah. And I would cut his hair, and he was always pull up in different cars, and I'm like huge into cars. I love cars. Nice. And I'm just like, bro, what do you do? And I wasn't even interested to do what he did. Yeah. He brought up solar, and then I was like, oh man, like I have a condo. Can I go solar? Literally, that was me. I was like ultra lay down. And he hit me. He looks at me. He's like, I mean, you have to qualify, but we'll see. Right? Comes to my house. Right, my wife's like on the couch. He wasn't even really part of it. Yeah. Then he shows me the deal, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pay less money. I don't have to pay any money, right, to do this. Obviously, I'm in San Diego. We're PPA. We do a lot of PPAs. Right. And then I was literally like, babe, what's the last four of your social? Boom, that's it. Literally signed up. He hooked me up. He gave me 17 cents. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah. Because he didn't know I was going to work with him yet, so he still hooked me up, which is cool because I was his barber.
And you had to put it under your wife's name?
I did under my wife's name.
Bad credit, man?
No, I actually have pretty good credit, but she just puts everything under her name usually. So I'm just like, I know hers is like impeccable. I don't want to get embarrassed and be at a 640 or something. Yeah. No, but COVID hit, and it went from doing, I was doing it in a barbershop in South Park. Mm-hmm. Like 14 cuts a day, went to about like 14 cuts a month.
Wow.
Right. Like everything stopped. The income stopped, all of that. I actually came here to our office here and to give Carlos a haircut. Mm-hmm. And then Mr. Jake Ransom pulls up a chair. He's like, I'm next. And obviously Jake's bald. Yeah. Right. And then Jake's like, bro, when are you going to come sell solar with us, Jack? Literally never met this dude before. Yeah. And I was like, I'm high key down. That's literally what I told him. Went to correlation the next Tuesday. Nice. First week, signed 8. Wow. And then, it was crazy. And then that was it. Wow. And then they just literally the next week coming to correlation again. We have usually closer meeting and a setter meeting. And my boy Jordan, it was when Vista was with us. We have 2 offices now, San Diego Vista. Mm-hmm. We were still one office. And then I was walking to go to the back to the setter meeting. Yeah. Setter training, and then Jordan's like, hey, Jack. He's like, you're not setter anymore. You're a closer. And that was it. Literally, I just became a closer. It was crazy. That's the history.
That's awesome. Well, it's funny. So Carlos, he never tried to recruit you then?
No.
He's like, I'm going to keep you as my barber.
Yeah, pretty much. And when Jake recruited, like literally said that, Carlos was like, I never thought about that. So weird. But then, yeah. So everyone thinks Carlos recruited me, but really it was honestly Jake that recruited me. But Carlos was my mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, one of my favorite stories that you've told lots of times is just, you get 8 deals right off the bat, but then you went, what was it, like a whole year where you didn't miss a week getting paid? Like every single week you got paid for like a year straight.
So I didn't know, how solar worked really. So once I got my first paycheck, which was, I don't know, let's say, 3-4 weeks after we signed those 8 deals, I just kept getting paid. So I remember it was just over a year, and I go in my back office, in Grid, and I don't have a commissions report. Mm-hmm. So I reach out to John. I'm like, John, like, I think something's wrong. Something's going on. Like, I don't have a commission report. Okay. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I don't have a commission report. And he goes in. He's like, well, 2 weeks ago, you didn't have any installs. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's what it's based off of? Like, I knew I got paid off of installs, but I thought that they would just give you a commission report regardless. Yeah. Like, even if, I don't know. And then John's like, wait, are you telling me you've got a paycheck every single week for like a little bit over a year? I'm like, yeah, isn't that how it works? Yeah. And then he freaking started telling everyone. He's like, dude, this guy got paid for 53 weeks in a row. Yeah. And so it's kind of a funny story. So, I mean, it's a good problem to have, though, you know? Yeah.
No, that's all. Yeah, I love it.
I was like, something's wrong. I was like, where the heck's my paycheck? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. Well, yeah, and so obviously, like, you did something that not a lot of people can say, where they just come out of the gate closing tons of deals.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people really struggle starting out and have to go through, go through the fire and flames and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start getting deals. So you think it was just your background in network marketing that just you felt like you already had the skills, or what do you think you did?
Yeah, honestly, I think that that's a huge part of it. Is that, like, in network marketing, we were building for 5 years, and you don't make any money. I made more money my first month in Legacy than I probably made like in 2 years there, right? But we have a high level of belief. And I got to shout out my wife, shout out to Jenny, because she was there building with me, right? Network marketing. She didn't really build it, but she knew I was like doing presentations at night, all of that. And we weren't really making any money. Yeah. So when solar started, she was just like, well, it's going to be the same thing. Yeah. Right. So she let me just put a lot of time into it. Nice. And I would just, again, solar is all mindset, all personal development. It's all getting beat up and getting rejected and getting no's. And I was actually sitting down with people doing presentations, right? Home presentations or whatever on a laptop, similar to what we do now. But actually getting people to pay money. Like, this travel membership's $250, or we have the $500, or we have the $1,000 a month. Yeah. And people were doing it, right? So then I come into solar, and I'm like, it doesn't cost them anything. Like, I don't like. It was just like, how would people not do this? Yeah. And then they say too, because I had solar on my house, like it was almost in the beginning. And I got this from Tony Robbins way back in the day, but Tony Robbins was like, if your friend needs a car, and his favorite car in the world is like a Corvette, red, exactly the way he wants it. And it's pristine, it's running perfectly, and it costs $40,000, but someone's selling it for $500. He's like, you would not let your friend not buy that car. Yeah. Like, you would do anything. Because you just know, like, it's like such a great deal. You need it. It's everything you want. Yeah. You would not let your friend not get it. Yeah. And now that I knew that solar worked, and my bill went from like $160, $170 to like $93, I'm just like, why would people not do this? So I just had so much belief that when I sat in people's houses, I'm like I just knew they were going to sign up. Yeah. Right. And I did a training on this too, that I didn't even know cancellations were really a thing, because I would say the first 15, 20 of our deals, all of them went to install. Like, zero cancellations. Wow. So then people were like, oh, like, people are canceling. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah. Like, why would people cancel? And then obviously as time goes on, you get more deals. I start getting them. But I was like cancels don't really happen. Yeah. Like, that's just how I work. Like when someone signs up with me, like, I don't soft close. I'm not like, whoa, we're just going to sell this. I'm just like, look, this train is leaving the station. If you want to, if for some crazy reason, and I always make a joke with them, I'm like, the only time people end up canceling is like they have a tragedy happening, they need to leave the house. And I don't want you being like, oh, they're installing next week. Other than that, if you decide you want to pay more money for electricity and they literally just laugh, then this is happening.
Yeah.
So that's just how I sell. So, yeah,
Awesome.
it absolutely was like network marketing. It just built us up. We were building up for this.
Yeah.
We were building up for this. And then I come in solar, and people would just think I'm some like freak of nature, but it's not. Like it's just what I've been doing behind the scenes for so long. Yeah. Like now it's like cheating.
Yeah.
Right. Like honestly, it's like cheating. And my boy Kenny, he was my upline network marketing. We worked so much on our mindset that I make a joke. I'm like, when I go sit down with the homeowner, it's like not even fair. Right? Like, cause I'm working on myself constantly, and like, are they? Probably not. Right. So I'm just like ready, and I'm not better than them or anything, but it's just not really. Yeah. And plus what we have just makes absolute sense. Yeah. So it's a no-brainer. It's literally a no-brainer.
No, I love that. And it's so cool because I think some people, myself included, sometimes we're thinking like, oh, what is this guy saying? What's he doing? Mm-hmm. But like you close 8 deals your first week, you probably knew very little still about solar.
Yeah.
But just like the mindsets, the belief. And yeah, it's fun. I bring on new guys where they're like so baffled at how we can do this, no upfront costs and all that.
Yeah.
But like me being in this 7 years, sometimes it's easy to overthink. Oh, well, maybe what if they wanted like a loan instead, or what if this, what if that? But like you just kept it simple and had like extreme belief, and sounds like that was pretty much.
I mean, it's funny because I literally probably was in this thing like over a year and a half before I ever did one loan. Right, and shout out, I know there's a lot of people that do loans, and like I've done them now. Yeah. But like again, since I had a PPA on my home, when you're with the homeowner, I'm like, hey, look, and I tell my people this, it's like, if you don't have the story, use someone else's story. Like, hey, our DM has a PPA on his house. Yeah. And he does solar. Yeah. But like Ashton, right? I don't know, he's probably been on the podcast, the Buzzwell, the GOAT. Yeah. Exactly. He's a legend. Ashton has a PPA on his home. Yeah. He's been doing solar for a long time. Yeah. He knows everything and all the ins and outs. So to me, I was like, if Ashton put a PPA on his house, like that's enough. That says everything to me. Right? It really does. So when I'm in a home and I like, blah, 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 doing my thing, and then I'm like, hey, I'm to be real. Like this is what I have on my house. Yeah. And then in their eyes, they're like, well, he's the solar guy. Yeah. If the solar guy has a PPA on their house, that means something. And it just makes them trust it more. Right? Yeah. I know it's funny. A deal I closed last week, she called me. She's like, hey, I want to cancel this. You have negative reviews. So long story short, I convinced her to talk to like some people that had, like PPAs on their house before canceling it. And so I was like, I found a couple people that were willing to talk, but she wanted at least 3, and I was like striking out. So I hit up Ashton. I'm like, hey, can I give this customer your phone number so she can call you? So hey, hit me up too. I mean, I have a PPA. I'm legit a happy customer.
Ashton told me that,
yeah.
So I might have to give her your number too.
Yeah, for sure.
But what was funny, she called him and he didn't answer the first time, and it went to voicemail. And he's like, hey, this is Ashton, VP, whatever.
Oh, snap! That is hilarious.
and so she's like, Taylor, you can't be giving me someone's number that like works with you.
You're like, hey, but he's a happy customer.
He's a customer too. He's happy about it. So she kind of was a little frustrated about that.
Yeah.
But I sent her some more people.
Yeah, dude, send her me. My sister has a PPA. Yeah. I send people. There's tons of people.
Yeah. But no, I think that's a huge point though. Is like I talked to a surprising amount of people that don't have solar on their house when they're selling it.
Yeah.
And it's like Grant Cardone talks about this too. You got to have the belief to the point where like you should definitely buy whatever you're offering. Otherwise, you're probably not very convicted in your product.
That's true.
So, I think that's a huge key. Anyone listening to this, if you have a home, you should definitely get whatever you're selling.
If you're doing solar and you own a home and you don't have solar, what are you doing? It's almost like you go, a salesperson's like, blah, 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 oh, this hair product's so amazing, this and that, XYZ. It's like, oh, how does it work for you? You're like, I don't use it. I'm just selling it to you. Like, that makes zero sense. Makes zero sense.
Yeah, for sure. But I want to shift gears a little bit. Jack, and talk about just some things that can help people. You're doing a lot of self-gen deals, and I know people are hearing this, and for a lot of people, I think, listen to this, they think they can't be a high producer unless they have like a huge team of setters, or they're like buying leads, or I don't know, like maybe single, have way more time than other people.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, you're married, you got a family, you got, less time than probably a lot of single dudes listening to this and everything. So no excuses, but he just hit 100 deals on the year. We were in October?
Yeah, 100
installs in beginning of October, right? So just still, and this is an NEM 3.0 in California where people thought solar was dead.
Batteries all day, baby.
Yeah, so he's doing this with batteries.
And battery life.
So I want to hear all about how you're doing this, how you're still keeping this train rolling. So maybe we can get into like, I don't know, some just secrets that you found on being able to do self-gens, being able to like manage this with your family and all that. So I don't know, do you have, what would you say?
I mean, so one thing is like just working, like work ethic. Again, I worked a normal job and then I built network marketing on the side. And when I come and interview new people and they're like, yeah, I work a job, I'm super real with them. I'm like, it's going to be tougher for you. Yeah. The reason is you're going to go work 40 hours. You don't want to go knock doors after, right? Like you need to shift your mindset. For me, I was already doing that. Yeah. So then when I got into solar, I just had one gig. Well, actually I was still cutting hair in the beginning, but I had one gig and it's just weird for me not to work. Yeah. Like if it's a Wednesday and it's like 2 p.m., it's like, why am I not in the hood? Yeah. Like I'm obviously if something else is going on, I'm on vacation, that's different. Yeah. But if you're just like, that just baffles me. Like you're just chilling at home. What are you doing? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's just how I've always been. I've just always worked. I just always go knock. Nice. Even as a DM, like yesterday, I was like, all my people were with people and I was just like, well, let me just go knock. Yeah. Like by myself. Let me go get some self-gens. And the big reason why I do so many self-gens is I just like money. Right. Like it just blows my mind because I did so many self-gens. Like out of that 152 installs I did last year, like a lot were self-gen, like probably 100. Wow. So it just trips me out. Like when I, I have setters, I have people I recruit and they want me to close deals for them. Yeah. But like that income is just so much less, right? Like it's like 8,000, that's sick. Like 4? I mean, it's still great money. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it's so much less. So that was really the main secret. I just would work. I still just always work. Talking about the work-life balance, like it's just one of those things that there's seasons in life, right? And when I came into solar and I figured out what it was, and I remember I added up my 50% commissions, and I was like, it was like it was a day we did a 4-spot. We did a 4-spot. Me and Carlos did a 4-spot, and I remember just going and adding up the commissions on my phone when I got home, and I told my wife, I was like, babe, if I would have did this by myself, I would have made $31,000 today. Right. And she's like, what do you mean? And this was before I've ever made any money in it. I was just like, no, because this is how we may get paid, X, Y, Z. And just my wife knew that it was like, this is just what I was going to do. Wow. Right. And I was just committed to it. And in life, there's seasons, right? There's it's hot. It's not hot and cold at the same time, right? It's not winter and fall at the same time. It's not summer, right? Like, that's how God made the earth. And I feel like that's how it is for people in life. Yeah. Like there's a season, and I'm not saying 3-4 months. I'm saying a season could be a year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever a season is. Yeah. And this is just a season of me grinding. Right. And I do take time away and I do spend time with my wife, but you're going to be unbalanced. Right. And you have to be, like one of your wings could be in the water here. And then those people, whether it's the family quadrant, if you will, they call you out and call you forward and say, hey, it's been a little weak on this side. Yeah. So then you get it more even. And then next thing you find out you're doing too much. Yeah. Right. And I don't know if there's a real word of too much family time, but you know what I mean? Like your income starts to suffer. Yeah. So it's constantly a plane and it's constantly correcting itself. Yeah. Right. It has to always correct itself and it's not always going to be perfectly on point. Yeah. But, that's good. So that's how I've been able to do that is just really getting buy-in. Right. Yes. If you're single and and it's like single, like no significant other and you're young, oh my gosh. But then comes the mindset, like you start making some money,
Yeah.
and then you want to go do this and party, and you start relaxing.
Right.
And just from where I come from, I don't come from any money, and I've come from a very colored past that I'm just like I just had to get after it.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to even be in this position. So since I am, like, we just have to get after it. Like, people go do like eight sales in a month, and they're just like crushing it. I'm just like, if it's the 13th of the month and I'm already at 8, I'm like, like, I could do 16. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right. Where a lot of people be like, oh, 8, I'm good. I can spend time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But you just choose the level you want to be at. And I just chose, I just want to be like the one. Yeah. I never played sports. Right. I never played sports. Right. I make fun. They call me, I got on the team for football, but they called me Smalls. Like, from the Little Giants, remember Smalls? Because he did all the plays wrong. Like, they literally be like, you're killing me, Smalls. So I just wasn't that guy. But like, I found my sport. Yeah. Like, sales is my sport. Yeah. And I'm just like, all right, I'm going to be the best at it. Nice. Right. And I'm not like big into like all the social media, like D2D con, any of that stuff. I didn't even know what any of that was. So it's funny. So I say, I'm the best kept secret in solar. Like, no one knows who I am, but I don't know now. I was like, yeah, exactly. Shout out. But yeah, I don't meet many people that are doing numbers like me.
I know. Yeah, and I can tell you, because, like I said, I've had a lot of these people on the podcast, and for self-gens, it's super impressive what you're doing. But yeah, it's funny because you're saying too, you just decided that you're never going to have a month where you close less than 10 deals, right? 10. You just made that decision. And you've never dipped under 10.
I have not, and it's crazy because it's today. Today is the 17th. Yeah. I only have 5. I need to get on it. I got it. I'm not worried about it.
Competition coming.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Turn on. Yeah. But yeah, so it's crazy what people can achieve when they just like align their vision with their goals. And I've talked about this with other high producers, but sometimes people say they want to close X amount of deals, but then you look at what it's actually going to take, what their hours are, and what they plan on working, and it doesn't align with what they actually want to achieve.
Exactly.
So I like what you said, just about having the conversation with the wife and making it a family goal. We have Caesar in our office who just closed like 50 deals in a month too, and he's crazy, pretty insane. But he says a lot of the same stuff to you too. Is like you're probably at the meeting where he's saying he just every night he'd talk with his wife and kids about
that was so
like
sick.
Hey, Daddy, how many deals you get today? And
he's like, I only got 2. And he's like, I got 2 deals. He's like, oh, that's not enough. Like, that's sick. Your son's like, bro, go harder. Yeah. That's super exciting.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of high producers have that in common, where it's like, you're bought in with the family, you're making it like a family goal, not just your goal, and getting everyone bought in. And then, I think where you're treating it as a season too, it makes it easier that you can like actually put 100% probably in your family when you're taking time off.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Because I've had times where I'm not really closing, and I'll be on like a planned vacation, and like I just don't have fun because I'm like, man, I like hit half the sales I wanted to this month, and I'm out here taking a break, and I just got like all that thoughts running through my head. So yeah, that is a
it's crazy when you're in that mindset where you want to hit it, or you want to do something, and you don't necessarily do what you just decided yourself. Yeah, and that's what there's a lot of people, they just in solar, obviously we're 1099, we're our own boss, all of that. Yeah, but I always say, it's funny, I tell people, I was like, look, you're the best boss you've ever had, and you're the worst boss you've ever had. Yeah. Best boss because you get all the vacations, you get the 3-day weekends, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you get anything you want. Yeah. But you're the worst boss because you don't hold yourself accountable. Right? You don't do what you even said you were going to do. Yeah. And so just making an agreement with yourself and actually holding yourself accountable, that's the first step of everything. Yeah.
I love that. It's huge. Yeah, and something else I've learned from you too, Jack, in the meetings you talk about how you're just like always thinking about solar. Like, solar is your game. It's your competition, like you said. It's your sport. So I remember one meeting you said that just like anytime you're driving around, you're constantly looking for areas you want to hit and places that maybe don't have a ton of solar yet. Mm-hmm. So how much of a factor would you say that is, like, your success when you're self-generating deals? Are you like constantly looking for better areas?
Yeah, I'm always looking for hoods, and some like there is fruit everywhere. It doesn't matter. You go to a hood that's super hit up.
Yeah.
And you find those couple people that don't have solar, and you're just like, I'm just gonna be real with you. Why don't you have solar yet?
Yeah.
Right? Like, but I mean, I like low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? Like, I like to make as much as possible, as fast as possible, and I would like it to be easy.
Yeah.
Why not? They're like, oh no, you should want it to be hard. You'll get the hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always just looking for hood. Always looking for hood, and I'm looking at roofs, and I'll be on the way. You know, like I say, to dinner with my wife. And then literally I'll get off like, oh, I'll see something. I'll just get off like 2 exits before. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, hold on real quick. I'll just take a quick detour. And we just drive through a hood. And I'm just like, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, we're not going to be late.
Yeah.
But choosing hood is a big thing. You know, I feel like it's the bane of my existence because I always want to be in a hood that someone hasn't necessarily been in that recently. And we have like our app and all of that. But just because one of us haven't been there doesn't mean literally someone wasn't there yesterday. Right? Yesterday, because we don't have access to that.
Exactly.
So it's just, I love choosing hoods that I don't think are that hit up or I don't see so much solar. I like lower income neighborhoods because they want to be helped. And this is things that everyone knows already. But they, you know, $130 bill is a lot to them sometimes. Right? Where you can go. We had this one dude that came, we recruited him. His name was Brennan. Not the Brennan we have right now, but another one. And we started calling him Beverly Hills. Because literally his first week, he never knocked a door before in his life. He came from mattress firm, like selling mattresses. La Jolla, Del Mar, like knocking over there. And we call him Beverly Hills. We're like, bro, what do you, like, he's like, yeah, it wasn't really an appointment, but it was like, he's like, I can get the bill. You want to come meet me? And dude, it was like, the houses were nuts. Yeah. And over there, you meet people. Yeah, my bill's only $700. What do you mean only $700? There's no pain, and that's obviously sales, you guys. Sales is just finding a solution for a pain point, right? You need a car, you're going to go buy a car. You need a home, you're tired of paying rent, you're going to go look for a house. If the bill if it doesn't hurt them, if it doesn't give them pain, if they're saying it's only $700, oh yeah, we got some months that it's $1,100, but like, they don't care. And they're in the mindset, and they're well off enough that until it becomes a problem enough that they're willing to take time out of their day. Even if it's like, look, we're going to sit down. It's going to be like for an hour tops, and we handle everything. To them, they're just like, I don't want to take. It's not worth it to them to take out that time. Then. You know, that it's just
especially rich people, an hour to them, there's got to be like extreme amount of pain.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'm just, and the thing I love about California market is that the utilities are constantly increasing. So it's funny, I just recently said this, but it's almost like a video game. And there's areas that are locked, right? Like Mario's World or something, right? And there's areas that are locked. And then, because those people, their bills are like $60, $80. They're like, it's not that much. And every time SDG&E increases, it's like, right? Like that area is now available, right? Those same people that told you no 6 months ago, that now their bill is 17% more. And never mind, don't come to California. We don't want you here now. But it's just those areas are unlocked now. And now I can go to that same hood, and these people are now at like 110, and to them that's a lot of money. I was like, hey, like if we can lock you in or get you lower and stabilize your bill X, Y, and Z. So that's the thing that I love about out here, and I feel like that's everywhere though. It doesn't matter. I heard Illinois, the utility's crazy right now. They're going crazy with solar in Florida right now, all over the U.S. So all the utilities, you guys, no matter what, I don't care where you're at. There's not going to be a utility decrease. They're not going to send out an article like, hey, we're decreasing. No, it's always an increase. 2%, 12%, doesn't matter. So solar is only going to continue to grow, and there's going to be more opportunity. Because eventually, Arizona right now, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but it's low. The utility is like 12 cents or 15, I don't know what it is. Eventually, they're going to be at 40. And then the people that got in at 12 are going to be geniuses. But even when we go there and start selling there, then blitzing there, and it's at 40, and if I could lock you in at 40 or get you just below.
Well, yeah, and another thing with that too is like there's constantly people, buying, selling their homes, moving in. Like maybe you have a home I know it's a little bit tougher now in net metering 3.0 in California, but like, you know, these add-on systems.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2 people living in a home. Now they got a whole entire family moving in there.
Yeah.
And so there's just like things changing, and as time goes on too, these older systems are breaking down. Like I even had deals where they had panels from 10 years ago now that sometimes aren't working or whatever.
Legit.
So it's like we're ripping panels off, putting up whole new ones. So that's why even in saturated markets like this, I like what you're saying about like video game levels. There's always going to be something new,
and something else to unlock.
And
then hey, shout out, come to Legacy. Come join Mr. Armstrong's team. Right. We can do add-ons in California. I don't know any other company that's doing add-ons right now in California. So we can do add-ons now, which is going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing, right? So, because people still want solar. I've met several homeowners that are like, I let them know about net metering 3. I'm like, you be switched over, but we will give you the battery X, Y, and Z. And they're like, let's do it. Yeah. I want to do it. We just couldn't do it. And it's just something new as of just a week ago that we're now doing add-ons. So
Yeah, it's true though. There's always something new. I was just telling you before this, I found like a mobile community where they just put in their meters. They couldn't have solar
separate meters,
one shared meter. So there's stuff like that going on too, where there's like entire communities where for whatever reason they couldn't have solar. Now they can.
Yeah.
So I mean, stay out of those areas because me and Jack are going
to. We got those all day. No, and just for people, like you gotta be can't think of the word for it, but you gotta be like scrappy, right? You have to find ways to make this thing work. If you're just like going to your little trainings and listening for an hour a day and then going to the hood and you think you're gonna get good, like you're not. You need to constantly be learning about this thing. YouTube is crazy, right? YouTube is literally like all the world's information, right? This morning, I was like, how do I connect my car to my freaking garage door opener? Boom, easy. So, like, you need to be working on yourself. And like you said, like that mobile home community, and now they're putting in meters. You need to find ways to get more deals. And that's what I've always done. I'm just like finding ways to get more deals. I've never paid for ads or like leads or anything. I've never done any of that. Mm-hmm. But like I literally have HOA presidents that like work for me. Wow. Like legit. Like, and they're like, hey, can I get a Legacy shirt? Like, yeah, I'm like, for sure, bet.
Like sign here.
Yeah, exactly. And then so just referral game is huge. Yeah, now my referral game is pretty crazy because it's just so many accounts now.
Nice.
But you just have to find different things. There's always things like that happening. There's always new communities that are opening up. There's always new homeowners, right? Like you were saying, and new homeowners maybe haven't been hit as much. They're building new houses. California is different. All of them have solar, but we're on the add-ons now. There's these massive 5,000 square foot houses and they put a little 8 panels.
Yeah.
That's not going to do anything.
Exactly.
So we can go there now and give them add-ons, which they literally haven't been able to get it for this whole year, almost.
I know.
And I just like said that to myself right now. I'm like, I know where I'm going.
I know. Find some area right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. Referrals. So how many your install? 150 last year. How many did you share from referrals? What's that been like for you?
So I don't have like the best. Like I'm not like what is it, like spreadsheet guy or anything like that. Okay. Not the best on that. I have like a VA and all of that, and my wife takes care of it. But out of the 152, like I feel like I'm getting a lot of the referrals now. So out of the 152, I'd probably say like 30 were probably referrals. But now this year, like significantly more. Like a lot of the deals I'm signing are referrals. Yes. I'm telling you, these HOA presidents dudes, like they're like my best setters. Yeah. They don't even work for it. It's like they're like, can I get that $1,000 referral bonus? I'm like, let's go.
Nice.
So like I have a guy that probably gives me like at least 1 a week, sometimes 2 a week.
Holy cow.
And this is the HOA president. So it's like I'm a shoe in there. He's like, yeah, this guy's great. So out of the 100, I think I have 104 right now this year. I'd probably say a good like 40 of them are referrals.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's huge. So you think it's just finding a good referral partner, finding a high influence person like that has been the biggest secret?
Someone that has high influence. I talked to another dude that tried to recruit me into, it was funny, it's like an MLM solar company.
Power?
I don't know, probably. I don't know. It was really weird. I knew him from back in like when I did network marketing. Okay. So then he was just like, Jack is perfect for us. And I was like, I'm not trying to build that anymore. Yeah. But one thing I heard from him, and I was like, dang, that's fire. He's like, literally And I don't go this far, but he's like, literally everyone's my setter. He's like, my dentist. He's like, I tell my dentist, I'm like, hey, you give me a referral. He's like, I'll give you 50%, which is gnarly to me, but he's just like, I'll give you 50%. He's like, because I would have never even had that if they wouldn't have given it to me. Yeah. So it's worth it to give them 50%. He's like, so I got my dentist, I got my freaking my fitness trainer. He's like, everyone's giving referrals. Nice. And anyone working a normal job, and then you just get, like, imagine, like, even a dentist, I don't care, they make good money, but you just get an extra $4,000 for referring. You're like, what the heck? And then guess what? Now they're yours. Yeah. Now they're like, what the heck? Well, if I get $4,000 of this, what if I refer them 3 and make $12,000 this month? Yeah. Right? True. So he said that to me, and that kind of blew my mind. I was like, dude, that's nuts. So that's why I'm not afraid. Like, Masters coming up, I already told these dudes, I'm like, yeah, we have a promotion going on. You actually get $2,500 per, right? And yeah, I'm going to be giving out money, but I'm making a lot more. And they're like, they're probably making that in a month right now, or maybe a little bit more. So yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it's funny. I brought a guy from my jiu-jitsu gym last week. I think I introduced you to him.
Yeah.
But he texted me over the weekends. He's like, hey, I don't want to knock on doors. I'm quitting, but can I still send you all my family and friends to
absolutely even better, right?
I'm like, okay, well, that sucks you're quitting, but yeah, still send me all your family and friends.
Yeah.
And so it's, if you can get people bought in like that, it's insane. You don't have to be knocking door. Like, these are warm leads too. So you show up, and I'm sure a lot of them are just lay downs, right?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Trust is already there.
Oh, the trust is already there. I just going like, hey, yeah, this is what they did. Yeah. So we're just gonna get you right. Yeah. Hit them with the same rate. Hopefully you didn't sell them too low. Yeah. So then I've done that before too. I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah. But no, absolutely. Referrals are huge, right? Because those are the best. Those are the warm leads. The trust is already built. Yeah. They trust you. They like you. They respect you. Yeah. And just really getting out there and just set whatever goal you want. You're like, I'm going to get 2 leads today. Yeah. 2 appointments, sticky appointments. Yeah. And then just go do it. Just go do it. And this is just the way we've all experienced this. It's literally those last doors. Like, when you're just like, you get 1 lead and you're knocking on, you're just like, dude, I know I said 2, but obviously it's not going to happen. Yeah. I'm like, all right, let me just finish this block or something like that. Yeah. And you either, that last house on that block, you get another one. Or even where in my mindset, I'm like, I finish it, I'm like, oh God, let me just knock 1 more door. Right. And then it's always, it's just so crazy. It happened to me recently, like in the past, like 3 weeks. Yeah. Like, it's like that last 1 or 2 doors, I'm like, this is just weird. Yeah. But the universe is gonna, or God, or whatever you believe in, like, you say you want something, it's gonna make sure you really want that.
Yeah, power, right? 1 more. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And it's gonna like, you have to push through. You're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Like, okay, then you have to go do what the millionaires do, right? Everyone wants to be a beast. Social media world, right? Everyone's posting lions on their page, right? And this and that. But everyone wants to be a beast until it comes time to do what beasts do. Yeah. Right. And it's not easy, and it's a lot of work, right? And there's no shortcut. I was just at an event last weekend with Brad Lee. Nice. And he's like, look, all you guys are here. That too. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of training. I'm doing a lot of things with these high-level people. That says something. But he's like, every one of you guys bought this ticket. It was at Andy Elliott and Bradley. And Wes Watson was there. And he's like, you guys are here because you want a secret. You want that one word, that one trick, that one tip that's going to, like, catapult you. Yeah. And Bradley was like, it doesn't exist. He's like, I do really well, and I've never found the easy way. And then he said that, and it's just like, dang, he called everyone out. Because, that's why you go, you're just like, oh, if I just hear this one thing. And he's like, we all know what we have to do. Yeah. We all know. It's not a secret, right? It's not like being fit, right, in life. It's not a secret. Yeah. It's not like only the rich elite people have the gym routines. We all know what we need to do. Right. But we just either choose to do it or not. We choose to eat right or not. Like, and that's in everything. There's no secret in solar. Yeah. You just go out and bang enough doors and get better at communicating, and you just get better and better and better and better and better. And there's even days that I'll still go out, and it's so funny. People in the office are like, Jack, can I knock with you? Right? Everyone wants to knock with me. And then I made a joke the other day. You go out and you're just like, he's actually not that good. Yeah. Like, legit, you're just like, damn, Jack's trying to trash. Yeah. But I'm just a dog. Like, I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. And people are like, actually, like, it's so funny. It brings them back to, like, they're just like, Like, wait, they thought everything I knocked, like, oh, here's my bill. No, there's people in our offices that are getting way more bills than me.
Yeah.
The difference is when I set an appointment, they're going to sign up.
Yeah.
Like and that's the way, and obviously I'm a closer, so I will tell people the price I'm going to give them on the door.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, yeah, so, and I'll break down the bill, right? We know how to kill the bill. Like, yeah, you're paying about 45 cents right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of average in this area. Generally in this area, obviously if the house qualifies, kind of get ahead of myself, but if you did qualify, usually save about anywhere between like 30 to 35%. And I say that, and I'll literally show them. I'll do like on my calculator, 45 cents minus 35%. And I'll show them it's like 27 cents or whatever. And then I kind of read them. Yeah. I read them, and then if they're just like, oh man, that'd be awesome. I'm like, oh my God, game over. But same thing, people were like, oh yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Set that appointment. I just make sure it's super sticky. I'll call people out. I'll be like, all right, cool. Yeah, so I'll be here tomorrow at 6. What time? 6 o'clock. Cool. And I'll be like, hey, Taylor, bro, you're not going to forget about me, are you? Yeah, like, I'll straight up call them out because they're going to try to ghost me. Yeah. I'll be like, dude, you're not going to ghost me, are you? Yeah. So then that next day when they're thinking about ghosting you, like, damn, dude, Jack literally asked me if I was going to ghost him. Yeah. So, and some people still will. But the people that were all about that 35%, boom, give them what you said, they're in. But the people that, like, I'm really big on like reading people. If I saw that like, they weren't that impressed, I'll come in with like 40% less. And so they're like, if they agree to that appointment and I told them 35%, even though they weren't that excited and they think they're going to get a 27.5 cent, and then I come in and it's a 24 cent. Yeah. They're just like, it's even better what they expected. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I'm not afraid to sell low. Yeah. You get all these people out here that are like, if I'm making under 1,000 a killie or under 500 a killie, I'm like, dude, you guys are tripping. Yeah. I will make $200. I legit will. I don't care.
You get 10 referrals from it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll break even as long as I'm not even going to pay. And I've actually paid one time, like this lady, older lady, she had an MPU and I was going to make like 2,700 and the MPU was 3,000. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, it's going to help her. Whatever. I'm going to owe 300. Like, it's not a big deal. Yeah. But then she sees, and I got this from another dude that, it's funny, I get a lot of things from people trying to recruit me. Yeah. He was just like, he's like, you let them know, like, hey, my company, we're actually not making any money on this deal, but we see it's going to be good for you and your family. But we do a lot of work off referral, obviously. If you can give us some referrals, that would be our payment. Nice. Right? Yeah. And yeah. And then so I'll do that.
Give you a lot of referrals.
She gave me 3 referrals, and I made like an additional like 18,000 on it. So like right, it was worth me taking the hit of 300 because then I made $17,700. Yeah. Right, like, and that's what people get in the wrong mindset that you can't forget where you came from. Right, like we start crushing in this thing, and you start making all this money. You're like, oh, I won't sit for under 1,000 a killie. You're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Because in the beginning, you're just like, yeah. On this 3 killie, you can make 1,500, 500 a killie. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. For 2 hours of my life, I can make $1,500. Yeah. Where are you getting paid $750 an hour right now?
No.
You're not. So, but people like they get confused in this thing, and I just don't forget where I came from. Like, bro, I'll do it for any amount of money. Yeah. Right.
Well, especially during competitions, you said.
Oh yeah, and
if you want a good deal, hit this guy up during competition.
Hit me up, fire sale, fire sale. Like we're doing it. You're gonna get a good price, straight up. Like if you're paying a big 60% off, hey, maybe. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So no, I love that. Ton of good points there. And with the referrals, I want to ask you too. One of the things I struggle with sometimes is just like you get a referral, but actually getting in touch with these people when they give you a referral. So do you have any tips on that? Is it like you got the customer doing 3-way text?
Yeah, I'll have them get in a 3-way text. Okay. Usually. I make sure that, again, I get the information. Mm-hmm. People say, hey, I gave my brother your number. I let them know, hey, give me their number. First off, that's the main thing. Because I was like, they're honestly never going to call me. Yeah. Like, I tell them, I have people say, hey, my mom's going to call you, my dad, my brother, my cousin. I was like, you know how many times my phone rings? Never. No one wants to call the solar sales guy, right? I'm telling you, it's a homeowner. Like, right? Like, obviously, like, if I wouldn't have knocked your door, introduced you, wouldn't want to call me. Same thing for them. They don't want to call me. Yeah. So put me in a 3-way text. Let me get their phone number. 3-way text, you already have their phone number. It's perfect. Yeah. And then I'll call, and I got this from network marketing. Mm-hmm. I'll always be like, Taylor, right? Get your phone number. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to text, and I learned this in network marketing is perfect. You do not say in network marketing, we're trying to invite someone to a meeting.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Taylor, hope you're doing good. This is Jack. I have a meeting tonight at 8 p.m. Even if we're super good friends. Yo, Taylor, bro, let's hang out. I have a meeting tonight at 8 p.m. I want to share something with you. It's going to be super exciting.
Yeah.
You're like,
People
like you told everything right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Showed the cards.
Yeah. So you showed your cards. Now we know for a fact, we know that no one leaves without this thing. Like I will get on the freeway, be like, oh, I left my phone. Legit exit, go back home. Yeah. Right? Everyone does that. So someone not answering your text message, maybe they're super busy, but they just saw, right? And they're just like, and maybe they just don't want to disappoint you. Like, hey, bro, you want to go watch the movies? And you're just like, dude, I'm hanging out with my wife and my kid. So they're just like, because they don't want to disappoint. We live in a world where people don't want to disappoint. Right. So same thing. You don't say like, hey, this is Jack. I got your contact from Legacy Power. They said you were interested in solar. No. Literally, depending on how old the people are, like if I know the person's like around my age, I'm like, yo, Taylor, send. That's it. Oh, that's right. Literally how I reach out to people. Wow. Okay. Hey, Taylor. Like waving hand or like a piece. And they're going to be like, immediately, they're going to reach back out to you. Sorry, who is this? I got you. Nice. Okay. Right? Like, because like now you just responded. Yeah. Now it's super weird. I know you're near your phone. Now if you all of a sudden start ghosting me, it's just super weird. And again, people don't want to be awkward. So, yo, Taylor, you're like, hey, what's up? I don't have this number saved. Who's this? Yeah. Now I go, hey, this is Jack. I got your information from Ivan. Just helped him with the solar, XYZ. So we learned that in network marketing. Wow, like you get someone to respond right away. Okay. And then it just lowers the likely of them just like ghosting you completely. Yeah. Because now, again, that's just weird. Like, bro, you literally just responded in 3 seconds. Yeah. And now I send something else and you don't. Yeah. I know you're by your phone. Wow, okay. Yeah, so that's money. So I just say like, hey, Natalie, send. Yeah. Because that's like a friend thing. Yeah. They think like, oh, my friend got a new phone number. Yeah. Hey, Maya. Hey, Steven. Send. That's it. So smart. That's it. That's literally all I do. And then I'll do it with my wife. I'm like, hey, babe. And she'll respond. She's like, dude, don't do that on me. Like, what do you want? I'm like, dude, I just need you to respond first. Yeah. So I always hate when people do that. And like the lead gen guys just say, hey, Taylor, on Facebook. Yeah. But there's what you want. There's a method. Yeah. There's a method to it. Okay. Exactly. That makes sense, though. That's how I mostly get them to at least respond. Yeah. And then you go into it, and whether we sit with them or not, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So that's if they didn't do like a group 3-way text or whatever. You just got a number. You'll just text them like that. Yeah, because even in a 3-way text, sometimes like you'll put me in a 3-way text with someone, but then they'll never respond in that text. Yeah. Like they're ghosting their own friend. Yeah. Because they're like, oh, this dude's putting me in with the salesperson. So then most likely they don't like remember your number in there. So then I just text them separately like the next day. Okay. I won't do it the same day. I won't do it close in time, 15 minutes. No, because they know it's me. Yeah. I'll wait a day or two. Then they don't know. And be like, hey. Because, yeah, now it's down their thread. They're not looking at it. Yeah. And I'll say, hey, and then they respond. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's smart. Okay. Yeah. Never tried that before. Never had anyone say that. It's good. Trust me. It's really good. I'm going to try that today. Okay. Well, so last couple things before we wrap up here, Jack. I know you're a closing machine, closing tons of deals. And I've learned a lot about how you close, just our meetings and all that. But do you have any, maybe from network marketing, what would you say are like the biggest things that help you in the close? Maybe it's like building urgency or the way you structure the presentation. It's just any like pro tips. Yeah. So the way I structure my presentation, I show them what they're going to be paying. Okay. Like I show them what they're going to be paying with the utility before I ever show them a price with solar. Like I break down what a PPA is. I'm like, yeah, you probably heard a lot about solar. I break down what a PPA is. I say, but forget solar. I'm like, I'm not even here about solar. Let's just talk about your situation right now with the utility. Okay. And I show them what they're paying right now per cost per kilowatt hour. Mm-hmm. I pull up our utilities website and I show them what they've done over the past 14 years. Because SDG&E right there, it shows their rates from 2009. Mm-hmm. And I show them that. Like, it's numbers don't lie. It's black and white. Like, I'm not making this up. Okay. I literally pull my, like, look, this is SDG&E.com. Right? And I do the numbers, like, yeah, they're going up X amount per year average. Yeah. So this is like, right? This is what it is. This is what you're going to be paying. There's no denying it. Right? So I show them what they're going to be paying over just the next few years. I do 3, 6, 9. I used to do 5, 10, 15, 20 until I sat with this older dude, and he was like super sharp real estate agent. He was like 83, still working. Yeah. And he's like, you know what, Jack, I like this. He's like, and I'm going to do it. So I have a tip for you though. He's like, you talk about 15 years to me. And he's like, if I get another 5, I'm happy. And I was like, damn. So then I changed it 3 years. And he actually said, he's like, you should do like 3 years. Year 1, year 3, year 6. He's like, because everyone could think of their life in 3 years from now. Yeah. And 6 years is pretty much 5 years, right? So I got that from him.
Yeah, that's good. I've been doing that ever since you taught me that.
Yeah, so it's so good. So I build that out. And then I show them, I'm like, this is why people go solar. And I just show them the solar price. And again, I'm going to make sure it looks good. Yeah. I got that from Carlos, is that let's say the price is going to be nothing crazy. Let's say it's you get them down, their average bill is like 180 and we get them, it was good. We do the numbers like, all right, I want to charge them 24 cents a killie. And it gets them to 121. He's like, nope, it needs to be in the teens. Right? And he's like, we're going to change it to 23.5 cents or whatever. He's like, it has to look good to them. Right? Even though 121 to 119 is literally $3 difference. Yeah. To the homeowner, that you're in the 1-teens instead of the 120s. Right? Okay. So I always will, even if I'm already hooking them up and it's like 160, I'm like, I gotta get him to 159, 158. Okay. I always will change it. Always. Okay. Because they say like, oh, well, don't sell on price. Yeah. People want to save money. Yeah. Fact. Yeah. I sell a lot on value. I show them what it's going to do for them. But later on, and it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to install, whatever. All that stuff you were saying is kind of out the window. Right. What are they going to do? They're going to look back at that paper. Yeah. And if that paper says 102, or if it says 98, that is literally everything. Yeah. That's a huge difference. Even though in our commission, what's a $3 difference? It's nothing. Yeah. We're going to make a little. So take the hit. It needs to look sexy. Okay. It needs to look sexy. And that's the main thing with me. Like, I'm going to make money on the deal. I'm willing to drop the price because I want it to look sexy. Yeah. Because build value, do that. I do all of that. But at the end of the day, when they start getting a little antsy, they're going to look back at that paper. And if it doesn't look sexy to them, like, it's actually not even that good of a deal. Yeah. And if a $2 or $3 change in the price can make them think it's that good of a deal or not that good of a deal, why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. And I do that every single time, always. Nice. So I'm just going to tweak the numbers. And it gets kind of weird when you're like at the 164s. I was like, oh, am I going to go to that much, right? 167. But they're like, hey, it's under 170. But if it's close, I do that. So I build a lot off of the value and what they're going to pay in the utility. And I make sure it looks sexy. Yeah. I make sure they're excited. Okay. We all know the homeowners where you leave and you're just like, I don't know if this works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They still sign up. They're not really sure if it's worth it. Yeah. And we know the ones that are like, oh yeah, they're going to install. Yeah. Miss-site survey, they're still good. Yeah. Right? Like they got me. Yeah. Where, especially in California, everyone is used to like, oh yeah, my friend had bill was $300, now they're paying $150. Yeah. Everyone has a friend like that. And now we're like, yeah, you're paying $300, you're going to pay $250. Yeah. Right? Like they think that we're trying to screw them over. We're not. There's battery costs. This stuff is expensive. Right? We got so used to selling so high, making $3,000, $4,000 a killie, which is insane. Yeah. Right? We got used to that. Yeah. So then it's like, I'm used to making 9 racks on a 3 killie. Right? We got used to that. Yeah. So then you're like, wait, I'm going to make $2,700 on 3 killie? No. Yeah. So then we try to price higher to make up for that. But then that person cancels. So then it's better to make some money than no money. Exactly. That's why I'm always willing to go down on price. And I never go down the price in the house. Yeah. Right? Like it's not up to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I always have it prepared beforehand that I'm always willing. And then if in a rare instance that I will go down in the house, you might get a text from me. Well, hey, Taylor, I'm sitting here with the Lopez family. Check with my manager. I got to check with my manager. Sitting here with the Lopez family. They want to see, they like everything. They want to see if they can get them down another cent. Yeah. Right? Nice. And I'll literally show them the text. Like, look, like, wish us luck. And then you respond, you're like, hold on, give me a second. Yeah. Right? And then you respond like, all right, yes, but they have to give us 2 referrals. I'm like, woo! Right? Like it's sales. It's communication is an art.
Yeah.
It's a song. It's a dance.
Yeah. That's fire. What about if they, do you ever ask them like how much they expect to save? Because the worst is when you pull up the numbers and they're like not that excited about it. Yeah. So how do you gauge if they're going to be like excited?
So I frame them in the beginning. Like I tell them like, hey, if you're paying this rate, like what we do is we generally give people anywhere, like say 35 to 40% discount in this area, right? I kind of let them know what they should expect. Okay. Right? I let them know because especially now NEM 2, NEM 3, they're going to be like, oh, well, it's supposed to cut my bill in half, right? Like, I let them know straight up, that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. That's out. But if in 2010 I locked you in at $2, at that moment you'd be like, Jack, why would I pay $2? I'm paying $2 right now. But right now, when everyone's paying $6, you would look like a genius. Yeah. We would have all did that. But obviously that didn't exist. What I'm telling you right now is I have a program for your electricity where I'm not going to get you at the same. I'm going to get you in a little bit lower. But as the utility continues to go up, you're going to look like a genius. Yeah. Right? So I kind of just tell them what they're going to expect. Yeah. Someone that has a discount already on care, I let them know, hey, you already have 30%. My system allows me to give you an additional 25% on top of that. Yeah. Right? And I let them know, and they're just like, oh, well, but I'm not really saving that much. Like, well, you actually have 55% off. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, right? So I kind of frame them and let them know, like, this is what it is. Nice. Right? Yeah, that's just how I do it. Okay. I let them know this is what to expect. Yeah. And then I just kind of read them, and if they're kind of excited, kind of not, I'll kind of be like, well, X, Y, and Z, this is why. And then I just build more on the value. Yeah. Right? Because when you do that 369 thing, the rates are outrageous. Yeah. Exactly. And they're saving a ton of money. Yeah. Regardless. Yeah. And so for those listening, 369, in case you're not following, you just do like the comparison, right? What they're going to pay 3 years with solar or 3 years with the utility. Mm-hmm. Then 6 years with the utility, 9 years with the utility. Yeah. So I'll do 3 years I'll do today with the utility, 3 years with the utility, 6 years with the utility, and 9 years with the utility. Yeah. And they're just looking at that 9 years or the 6 years and they're like, golly. And I'm like, and that's if they only go up X amount, because I always give the utility a break. Yeah. And then I say, and this is why people go solar. Yeah. And I show them more energy at significantly less money, or just a little bit less money. Yeah. And then I'm like, but I like being fair. Let's project out your bill also, like we did with the utility. We got to be fair. Yeah. And I show them 3 years with the solar, 6 years with the solar, 9 years with the solar. Yeah. It doesn't even compare. Changer. Yeah, it's game over. Yeah. And they're just like, and I was like, so this is why so many of your neighbors are going solar. Yeah. So the only thing we're going to do today, we just have to make sure, we call a responsibility check. So make sure, someone in the house at least has a 650 credit score. They just want to make sure the house isn't in foreclosure. Yeah. I know it's not XYZ. And I always assume the sale. I never ask people to sign up. Yeah. Ever. Nice. I've just, all right. So when we used to use, Sunrun. Yeah. Yeah. What's your email? Cool. What's your birthday? What's this address again? Well, I'll do email, address, zip code, things I already know. Very simple. Oh, they tell me that. Get them used to it. And then just the last 4 of your social. That's it. I literally just say that. Just the last 4 of your social. And I just look down and they just say it. Yeah. And if you just gave me your last 4 of your social, obviously you're signing up. Yeah. There's some people are like, oh, so we're doing this, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Again, we want to get the ball rolling. Still got to make sure the house checks out. Nice. That's powerful. It's powerful. Yeah. Well, and so much, I love what you're saying. It's like setting expectation, because the negative about PPAs is some people, that like do a lot of loans, like, oh, you got to try to sell them that their rate's going to go up every year. It's like, yeah, but if you show them what it's compared to, the rate going up like double, triple, quadruple compared to what the PPA is, then it doesn't look so bad anymore, right? Exactly. So that's what I love about what you're doing with these comparisons, because it's like spinning everything in a positive, which it is positive, but it's just like you want them to focus on the positive rather than the negative, because people are always going to find reasons not to do it. True. But if you show them, get them in that frame of thinking, then we're doing the two. I just people never blink. And again, you'll get some people that will, but 2.9s, we're selling them forever. Yeah. It's 3%. What are we talking about? Yeah. 3.5s. Then the 3.9 came out. I'm like, oh, damn, we're going to do it. And if I'm doing full battery, I'll do 3.9 with Everbright.
Yeah.
But they don't even blink.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal unless you make it a big deal. You're like, yeah, there is a 3.9 increase though. Like, they're gonna be like, what the heck? You're like, yeah, so the increase is actually only 3.9%. It's amazing. We want to lock that in. Yeah.
Powerful.
It's all framing.
That's awesome. Well, Jack, we've been going about an hour here. I know you got deals to close.
Yeah. Time flies. We're having fun.
To hit up. Before I forget, where can people reach out if they want to hit you up for more?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, obviously, Instagram, Win with Jack. That's my IG handle. That's from the network marketing days, right? Yeah, but still, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. So just Win with Jack. That's pretty much it. You could follow me, obviously. Go through his page, go through Legacy Valor page, Legacy Nation page, all of that. Man, we're just super excited what we're doing here, helping a lot of homeowners, changing a lot of people's lives. Super excited. We got this guy on the squad, right? Absolute legend. And this is just a place to be. We're going to take over.
Yeah. And if you want to come work with the best of the best, hit us up, me or Jack. We will give you an opportunity if you qualify, if you're a good fit.
That part.
But it's crazy just, to wrapping up here, how many people thought that solar was dead that we're having joined the team. Like, so many people reached out and they're like, I didn't even know solar is still good. But
it's crazy.
Then they see how many deals Jack's doing. They see how many deals the team is doing. And it's like, definitely good to be with a company that supports you and, knows how to transition in tough times.
Exactly. Sure. That part.
Definitely. We appreciate you coming on, Jack. We'll definitely do a follow-up episode, I'm sure, in the future. But any final words of wisdom or any closing advice you'd have for anyone? No, man, just
go out there, get after it, work hard. There's no shortcuts, right? Use your story, whatever it is. Use that that negativity. Use that your parents telling you to get a real job. Tell that homeowner that's talking down to you. Use that stuff. Negativity, it has been proven, negativity motivates people more than honestly probably like, oh, you're doing such a great job. Sometimes you need to get slapped in the face. So go out there, get slapped in the face, and let's take over.
Let's go. All right, guys. So remember, mindset is the number one thing here.
That part.
Jack closed 8 deals in a week, knowing basically nothing about solar. So keep the mind sharp, keep grinding, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, Jack.